Somebody's got a TV on in the background.
We are live, and yeah, I do hear TV.
Not it.
Not it.
That was Trey.
Definitely not me.
It's all good.
That was Trey.
Hello, everybody. How are we tonight?
Excellent.
Yes.
Well, wonderful. Welcome to the fifth session of the Red Storm Rising campaign adventure that's titled The Foulest of Spirits. And it's designed by Gooey Cube and presented by the Greater Mulemaster Beholders Corps, where we hope your minds will be opened by wonder this evening. And as always, every single time playing today, we have Zane and Mark and Lee, the mighty Trey, and Chris.
Hello.
I, friends, am Casey, better known as the Emissary of the Great Mother. So, without further ado, I ask my aberrations, shall we begin?
Aye.
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 Oh, you can do better than that.
Aye.
Well, it sounds like the
cute.
eyes have it. Sounds like the eyes have it, so we shall begin. And I'm loving these, not writing them myself as of recently because they're just too good. Chris put these together, but noble visitors and not so noble drunk townies and shiners is what we encountered. Well, when the parents are away, the Frenta will play. Wait, what? Oh, what I wanted to say was fire for real this time.
Ah, yes.
Will there be blood tonight? Question mark.
Yes. Much
I
of
can
it.
guarantee it.
Well, friends, we've been doing something special throughout the 4 previous sessions of Chapter 2, and we'll do that again tonight for our friend in the party, Fleegan. So give us a little bit of a spotlight on Fleegan, my friend.
All right. Well, I don't have a character analysis like Theros, but come and
Call
listen
that
to us.
psychobabble.
Yeah, the psychobab. Come and listen to my story about a man named Jed, a poor mountaineer, barely kept his family fed. Oh, wait, wrong game. Sorry.
We can go the wrong direction with one of those.
As you well know, Fleegan was given to the Hanatos by his parents when he was just a babe. He doesn't even know their names or what they look like. I think he thinks they might be gnomes, but he understands that. He was given to an older couple, Jackson and Joanna.
Your sound has gone a little weird.
It's gone a little weird. Okay, well, I'll try to do my best here. He was given to an older couple, Jackson and Joanna, to raise as their own. They never had children of their own and were overjoyed by the new family member. They could be patient or stern as needed and taught Fleegan to be kind as well as fair. Do not let the ugliness of others define you, they would say to him. Jackson helped out with odd jobs around Blue Vale, while Joanna was in charge of the youngsters' education. This is where Fleegan learned to care for and help those younger than himself. This is where Fleegan learned his famous ear wiggling. Often, he would be called upon to play with, or distract, or entertain those younger than himself.
I think the wolf liked that ear wiggling.
Just a little.
These youngsters always were happy to see Fleegan, as he was not much taller than them, and quite often grew taller than him in short order. Being the only gnome in the Blue Veil troop, it was difficult for Fleegan to learn much of his people. Most of what he had to learn was during stops in towns or during Carnival, when Fleegan could talk to other gnomes. Joanna attempted to teach Fleegan the words of his people, the gnomish tongue. This, indeed, the most difficult and hardest of all known languages known to people to master. Joanna did not have much in the way of books to teach Fleegan. To this day, and to Fleegan's embarrassment and shame, his gnomish is quite weak and he speaks with a terrible accent. He is often asked to repeat himself. Tragedy struck Fleegan when he was around 10. Joanna was suddenly struck down with the green gills pox. This suddenly thrust Fleegan into more active roles. With Jackson getting on with winters, or on with years, Fleegan could not afford to be a child anymore, and found himself doing more and more around the family wagon. Now he had to pack up the family belongings and could even drive the wagon himself, a tall order for one so young and small. His responsibilities grew within the Blue Veil as well. Never one to shirk his duties, Fleegan thinks he's grown in stature within the Blue Veil. He knows for sure that this is true since the longest day ever. One of Fleegan's most prized possessions is a gnomish children's book called See Spot, Run. It goes a little like this. Oh, Jane. See Thomas. See, a spot appears next to Thomas. Spot. It grows into a beholder. See, beholder eats Thomas. If you see Spot, run fast. That's pretty much how it goes throughout the whole book.
Of course.
Yeah. I don't think we can on the stream show what Fleegan looks like, but Fleegan has many large purple spiky tattoos across his head. And the story of the tattoos goes like this. A few summers ago, during a carnival near Dragon's Cross, Fleegan and his BFF, Flix, found themselves with the chores done and a little free time on their hands. They found themselves sneaking into the tent of warm feelings and snatching a bottle of cheap bayberry wine. They rushed off into the woods with their prize. With the bottle nearly empty, Fix dared Fleegan to get a tattoo. Feeling brave, Fleegan thought, why not? And off they went to the local tattoo parlor. What to get? What to get? It was a dilemma. So many options. A wolf, a bear, a dragon. Then it struck him. And Fleegan's first tattoo was born. For years, Fleegan had been doodling and drawing figures and symbols. He had been working on one with bold swishes and swipes and twirls and twists. This was to be his personal symbol, his banner, the banner of House Fleegan. Now, with each passing year, the series of tattoos keeps growing larger and longer. For now, they reach down his back. Fleegan dreams of the day when he can have a family of his own family wagon, flying his family banner high above, the one with the twists and twirls and swishes and curls and all that. He wants to meet a nice gnomish girl and have a large family of little ones. He even hopes to have a small picket fence that he can put on the side of wagons every time they stop for the night. White picket fence. But that dream is in the future. And right now, the Blue Veil Troop is in need of cunning, sneakiness, and the fury of Fliegen. And the,
Fabulous Fliegen flings his flying daggers, right? No. Ah,
the flying fingers of
Flechettes.
Eddie's of Fliegen.
did you guys see the humongous Fliegen token right there?
Yes.
That is a humongous Fliegen token.
That's way too dang big. Make that smaller.
There we go.
Smaller. Smaller.
There we go. There's little Fliegen. Yeah.
There we go. Tiny Fliegen.
Okay.
Micro Fliegen.
Enough playing with the tokens anyway. We'll continue moving forward. So well done. What a great story.
Very
love to
nice.
hear more about how they grew up. So. Really cool, and he is fabulous, and I love his story about Spot. I think Spot needs to watch out for those crazy eyeball beholder thingies that, interestingly enough, may not actually exist in this world, but maybe they do. We don't know. Maybe we'll find out someday. Huh?
Yeah.
We shall see. All right, friends. Well, good job. Well, I'll tell you what. You earned yourself a Gooey reward, so go ahead and roll on the Gooey reward table and let's see what we got. Advantage on a saving throw. Sweet.
Ooh.
Get that to you.
I will need that, I'm sure.
I think all of us will need that at one point or another.
No, the spreadsheet does not lie.
Oh, why do I not have advantage on a saving throw in here? That's not cool.
Yeah, that.
Let me check something.
While Casey's looking for that, can somebody tell me how to steer myself to the top of the map? If I make it any larger, it's not letting me move right now. So I can see the tokens closer.
You should be able to just click on the token, left click on the token, and drag it up to where we are.
I think the token's near all the rest of yours. I just can't make it so I can see that part, unless I'm on the full view.
Oh, right click on the map and drag it. You should be able to drag all the way up into the corner.
Give me one moment.
I'm doing something wrong. That's all it is, I'm sure. Have one.
Make sure that on the.
I think a little bit.
Make sure on the upper left that you're on the top arrow and not on something else. Because if you're on a different thing, then you won't be able to drag the map.
That's helped some. I moved it a tiny bit, but not much.
Oh, that's weird because I can see where it says the Carnivali map, and we're all below and to the right of that. So.
Yeah, I can only see that when I reduce it or come as far zoomed out as possible.
Huh.
Okay, so this goes to again. All right, you should have been assigned advantage on a saving throw. Go get it from another location, and so Gror, tell me you're having difficulty trying to move your map.
Yeah, I do half the time anyway.
Okay, and if you zoom all the way out, you can see it, but you can't zoom in. It won't let you.
Well, it's more like I'm having problems zooming in. I don't know if it won't let me. I'm just not doing it right, most likely.
Okay. On the left, in your tool ribbon where you have your selection, you should have a little magnifying glass tool. You should be able to adjust your zoom on the left there too, with the magnifying glass tool. Does that work?
That's convenient.
Yeah, that works. It's just steering from that part. Like it's putting me sort of like on the right side of the circle if I zoom, and it's not letting me up to the upper right part of the map.
Hmm.
Well, that's not cool. I'm not sure how to
Try
figure
that.
that out.
Can you do like Control or Shift your little mouse? That moves the map for me too.
I hear the wheel mouse moving.
Control zooms in and out, and then the Shift to the right or left.
Flickies has gone scratchy.
Didn't manage it to make it work, but it sounded really good, Mark. I thought it would help.
I use it all the time.
Certain it's operator error. We don't have to worry about it. It'll probably work itself out.
And the rest of us, do we roll a d20? Or I guess all of us?
The rest of us, yes.
For each chance at a
Let's
gooey?
go ahead and have everybody roll a d20 at this point.
Oh, so close, Theros.
So close yet so far away.
Missed it by that much.
You missed it by a fleegan.
We like
Especially the minimus fliegen.
Is Trey able to... Yes, okay, got it. Perfect. Okay.
Yeah, I was messing with the map. I got to the top. I had to ask my wife to do it for me.
Okay.
that sounds about right.
Yeah, see, Mark knows me, so.
Well, cool. All right. It looks like Fliegen is the only one who gets a gooey reward tonight, but fine trying there, my friends. Good job. So we shall move on. We will talk about the last session real quick, and just remember that you guys had made it back to camp. You had found some information that the leaders of the troop had gone off with Tatis Sid to have a meeting somewhere to the south about a concern that something is tracking and following the troop, and it's also dark tide, and so there was a kind of a pallor of just anxiety around the entire camp. But it was also packing up day to get ready to move towards Pronadal, and so you were assigned the duties to start taking the materials that we're packing up and loading them into the wagons. And it took most of the afternoon after a nice hearty lunch, and had some interesting encounters with some dwarves and their war machine, and you had some encounters with a courier and found out some information about something going on with one of the other troops, and you also had an encounter with a group of drunken townsfolk who tried to goad you into a fight because they were ready to beat you all senseless, and somehow, some way, well, I guess we'll blame Kismia, but they were with you, and it worked in the favor of a spectacular distraction that made the others duck and run, and so there was not a bit of a brawl, but as the day wore on, you were asked to go make sure that the tunnel that led to the tower was fully collapsed, so they didn't want any more of those lizard folk, or maybe even a green gooey glob, to come out of the ground and get anybody as they were resting for the night after packing up. And you did find a green gooey glob, but it wasn't what maybe we were talking about. But it burned a little bit, and it was a little strange. But you all of a sudden realized that there was a commotion going on. You smelled some smoke, and you looked in the back, and all of a sudden ran out into the carnival area and realized that the gambling tents were ablaze. And immediately were told that some items had been stolen from Mother Salvenza's prized stash. Some priceless artifacts of the troop. And the rumor is that they saw those dastardly individuals from the day previous at the Carnival, whom you had a little bit of a scrap with over by the skills arena, and you all aren't quite that happy with them, and they weren't quite that happy with you. And if it's true that they stole these items, you all quickly made it known that you were going to go after them, and you were ushered on and encouraged by Bran and Anton to go get them. They would take care of the fire. So, too much to your concern about the tents and the troop, you know that they're very well capable of putting out the fire, and you're going to go exact vengeance on those who would dare not only steal your items, but allegedly set the camp ablaze at the same time. And you found that they had moved towards to the northeast there, and you were following the track there into the woods, and that track very quickly led you onto the King's Road, which is the primary road leading
Charge!
So, to recap, as the sol is nearly set, its late rays filtering through the trees, a cold wind is rising, blowing east to west across the path, almost as if to discourage you from your pursuit. But you know you can't let this crime go unanswered. Mother Salvenza keeps many items in her wagon that are relatively worthless to outsiders, but are priceless to your identity as members of the Blue Veil. This spiteful act by the three men from the archery range angers you much more than if some sticky-fingered cretin had made off with a bag of coin. Such has happened before, and it, well, was only fair, as your fellow Hanatas have been known to lighten a heavy pocket now and then. Well, that's just business. This, however, is personal. And as you leave the Carnival behind, heading north on the path in the woods, you wonder if there will be blood tonight. And if so, will it be a problem for the troop?
We'll make sure it's not a problem. We can bury bodies.
Where no one will find them.
Oh, yeah.
Well, the path runs east by northeast through the woods behind the Carnival area, and it gradually cuts to the north. Give me a survival check, everyone.
Oops.
Sorry, now I have technical difficulties. So.
Fleegan, can you give me a survival check?
You might redo your microphone too.
If you roll 6 and 9, do you get to add those together and have a 15?
Only if I get to add the 18 and the 12.
I'm saying because I rolled 69 now.
Well, I didn't ask you to roll a percentage die, so unfortunately, no, it doesn't work that way. But, Kenna and Theros and Kimber are quite focused and ready to jump after these folks. Gror and Fleegan are a bit distracted with the frustration of what might be going on.
They're angry we're short. That's really
Who's using a power drill?
My wife's working on something.
Oh, that's what it is.
No, she is. She's actually working on the hamster's cage, expanding it so that the hamster has more room to run around.
Got it.
So,
AKA Fleegan.
right.
They're air quotes around hamster there that I
Have you tried to cage Fleegan? So
That's
If
right.
you, so those who were very focused were able to recognize the tracks and the trail of fresh footprints in the damp dirt from the kind of the dampness of the day, being as it's kind of cold and a little bit clammy, and you notice that it seems like they're all about the same age, and recognize that that must be where the three thugs were heading. So you follow those. After about a quarter mile through the trees, the path exits the forest at the King's Highway there. Much of the road is paved irregularly in stone, but there's some areas that are in pretty good shape. A lot of areas that are in disrepair. There are many markings and ruts and footprints and hoof marks and other things that make tracking fairly difficult. So you're kind of looking around trying to see if you can pick up the trail from there after you get onto the road. And as you're doing so, it's also the sun has pretty much set at this point, and so the shadows are kind of dark and long, and so it's a little bit difficult to see because it's that time of night where it's not quite dark enough for your eyes to dilate enough to be able to see, and not quite light enough to be able to see very well. You do happen to notice a shadowy figure heading down the road towards you at a fairly slow pace. What do you do?
Run up to the figure.
Knock an arrow and draw
who
it.
here has dark vision? I do. So
All but the human.
well, I'm technically Fey touched human, but I still have dark
Right.
vision.
Yeah. I guess. Sorry. Quimber's the only one, as I recall, when we were in the dungeon.
Got
He
it.
had to have
Got
a
it.
light
Just
stone.
thought so. Just making sure.
Okay, so Theros runs up to the figure. Anybody else? Roar knocked an arrow.
Yeah, I'll go and back up Theros.
I'd like
All
to
right.
look towards the woods and see, in case I have to sneak around that way.
Okay, so you just kind of sneak over towards the trees on the side of the trail, or on the side of the road.
Yep.
Go ahead and give me a stealth check there, Fligan, please.
Holy crap! Crit.
Disappear.
We see nothing.
He's actually joined one of the Gen Con games from last month.
I thought you went subatomic or something.
So Roar knocks an arrow, and then he's beginning to think that maybe he needs to tell Fleegan to be quiet and move away. And as he turns his head, he's gone. And you had absolutely no idea where he had gone, and you don't see him anywhere at this point.
That happens a lot, honestly.
Billy's with you guys, by the way, if you didn't already notice that.
These are
Yep,
my
saw
favorite
that.
of the day.
Oh, Billy.
Well, you approach the figure, and you hear a female voice say, "Hello? Who's there?"
Is it a female voice from the? Was it coming from the direction of the
Yes,
cloaked figure?
From the cloaked figure, yes. And the figure stops as you approach, and you hear, "Hello? Who's there?"
I am
Close
Theros
even more
of the
on
Blue
guard.
Veil. Did you see 3 people coming this way?
Oh, Theros. Oh, I'm so glad that I found you guys. I was wanting to get out earlier, but I was way late at the shop, and I saw the smoke as I was heading this direction, and I began to be worried of what was going on, and then I saw 3 figures running along the trees down the road, towards the east, and so I just kind of stayed out of the way. They paid me no mind, but I was wondering what was going on, and I'm glad that you all are okay. It's me, Leanna, from yesterday. You saved my little girl.
Oh,
And,
yes.
Oh,
As you guys get close, you see this woman. You see this woman kind of pull her hood back, and yeah, you recognize her in the twilight there. As you're close enough to see now that she is the mother of Emma, whom you rescued the day before.
She looks a lot like Harry Potter too.
I was gonna make a comment about a female Harry Potter, but I was gonna hold my tongue.
I would not be lying if I said that I didn't think the same thing when I saw that picture, but it's still a good
Yes.
picture.
It's a great picture, yeah. Well, it is nice to see you again, but we must pursue the cretins who stole stuff from our tents.
The who? The what?
The 3 people who passed you on the road. They stole from our tents and then set one of our tents ablaze.
No. What?
Yes.
Do
Fro
you
doesn't
know?
trust this, and he's scanning the trees on both sides. I mean, they can handle her, obviously, but
Give me a perception
I'm
check.
suspicious of women now for some reason.
Well, it's your own fault.
Hey,
Go ahead and give me a perception check there, girl.
Wait a second, how's it my fault? I don't get that.
You broke all our glass.
yeah, you were a pain in the glass.
I don't know if that justifies it. But,
Nice.
So you're keeping an eye on the forest. Still have no idea where Fleegan went. And Fleegan, you happen to be kind of skirting around behind her. Nobody sees you or knows what's going on, and you see that she actually has something fairly large and kind of round in her hand.
Large and round?
Large and round, yes.
Like
one of those Quidditch
ball?
balls, I bet.
Yeah, probably.
No, not like ball shaped, like kind of almost circular, like maybe like a plate or something, or a dish even. It's kind of mounding.
Am I far enough that I can get around behind her?
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I'm gonna
Behind her.
go
You
around
can-
behind her.
You can
and-
probably actually get a slice of the pie she has behind her back and eat it without her knowing. That's a
Yeah.
Well, funny you should mention that because you get up right behind her. She doesn't know that you're there. Do you tip the others off that you're there, or what do you do?
No.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
curious. Is this thing flat or is it kind of held up?
Well, actually, as you get up behind her, you're able to see that she's holding a rather large pie, and the smell of winterberry kind of fills your nostrils at that point.
I guessed it.
Good call
Hi.
there.
And
Mm.
she's saying, "But I don't imagine that somebody would do something like that. Are you sure that somebody just did knock a lantern over or something like that?" Well, I just that just seems so wrong. I mean, you did such a great thing. You saved my daughter, and even Constable Rolf was impressed by what happened. Or she didn't say Constable Rolf. She says even Rolf.
Yes.
Give me a perception check, Theros and Kimber, please.
He's gonna put that pie in your face.
Oh, actually, I meant that to be Kenna. I'm sorry.
Oh,
Kenna.
I was like, oh, that's weird.
Yeah, no, it was Theros and Kenna. There we go. Sorry, Kimber. Theros, you actually notice when she says the word Rolf that her tone kind of changed just ever so slightly, enough to where there was meaning behind the word, though it was somewhat. You just noticed that her tone changed. You're not sure what the effect was.
Okay.
But
Well, as I
she-
recall, the little girl was known to Rolf. As like an uncle or something like that, so it might be a relative.
I think she's sweet on him.
um,
Well, it's.
I'm throwing out all kinds of intuitions tonight.
do you
I just remember that. I remember that the constable knew the little girl.
Yeah, no, I don't make a comment.
Okay, you'll make a comment there. Well, she goes on to say, "Well, I don't. If you believe that they allegedly did something, then I won't stop you. But I wanted to meet with you all. It's ironic, or it's auspicious that I met you here on the road. I wanted to offer you all a pie and thanks, and maybe just give you a few items that may help you along your way. I know you all are leaving tomorrow, and wanted to catch you before you leave. But I'm kind of concerned about what's going on in the carnival. With you saying that there's a fire out there. Do you think they need my help?"
They could use all the help that they can. We will continue this pursuit and meet you back there.
Okay, well, I will do that. Well, maybe this will come in handy, and I appreciate it. And it sounds like you're on the run here, so I'll hold on to the pie for now. But I'm sure to share it with you later as you return. But here's a couple of things that might be helpful for you down the road. And I'm just so very thankful that you brought my sweet Emma back to us. I was so scared, and she hands you a couple of vials. And she even tells you what they are, so I'll show them to you. So here's the first vial.
Nice strength potion.
She is she's the alchemist of the town. So
That explains
you would
that.
have these kind of things.
Nice.
I don't think
Antitoxin.
Fleegan needs a strength potion. He has got enough strength.
As long as there's lots of eyes to throw at.
Hey, during that
Beholders beware.
So any questions for her or anything, or what do you guys do at this point?
Lady Liana, it is our pleasure to have served you in saving your daughter. But we must go now. Please go to the carnival, and it is dangerous out here after dark.
Oh, yes.
I got a question for you. Where do these guys live?
She almost jumps out of her skin when you say that. I want Kenna and Theros and Fleegan to make a dexterity saving throw, please. Well, there you go.
Whoa!
What the hell, man?
Wow! Fliggin
Away.
scares himself. He's so stealthy.
Well, I'm good.
Nobody heard him mess up. And
Well,
trip.
that even makes it better. So, Fleegan says his little thing. She basically jumps out of her skin, spinning around, sweeps Fleegan's legs. He goes to the ground, and his legs go flying up in the air, kick the pie out of her hands, and it goes flying through the air, but it doesn't go flipping end over end. It goes spinning out of her hands directly towards Kenna, who reaches up and very masterfully lays her hands underneath as if it were a frisbee, landing lightly within both of her outstretched palms as Fleegan lays on the ground, wondering what in the world just happened.
A double zero or double ones.
Wow.
I use my advantage on.
That wouldn't.
Use your advantage. Go ahead and burn it.
Yeah, because that's going to give you a 7 anyway. So. So
Well,
I gently, after catching the pie, look it over, make sure it's not broken or anything, and gently hand it back to her.
She looks down at Fleegan and can't help but kind of smile and chuckle a little bit and say, "Oh, my dear, you know better than to sneaking up on people. But she looks at Ken and she says, "Dear, thank you for saving them. I do wish that you will have the opportunity to be able to enjoy it, but it sounds like you might."
Sneaking? Who's sneaking?
I can guarantee you that he's not. He doesn't know better than to sneak up on people. I'll reach down and help Fleegan to his feet.
Okay. Cool. All right. Do you ask her any other questions?
Yeah, where do these guys live? Because that might be where they're taking all the stuff.
You ask her where she lives. She says,
Not her.
Where
the guys.
those guys live?
Big Ned and them.
"You wouldn't know that. You could ask her that."
That's
That's
what
what he's asking.
Okay. I sorry, I misunderstood. I thought he said he wasn't asking her that, or was Ken asking her that? Somebody was asking her that.
I'm asking that.
Okay. She says that these guys. Which guys?
Big Ned, his crew.
Oh. And you see her face change, and she gets a scowl on her face, and she says, "Those little mothers, rabble rousers, thieves."
Yes.
So
Thieves.
That's them.
so that's who is running down the road. You say?
Yes. Yes.
Okay. Well, maybe I'm not surprised. Well, they. I don't know exactly what it is, but I have seen them frequent the Mangy Hound, which is an inn just up the road. So if you're looking for them, I would hazard a guess that they might have gone that direction.
Excellent. Thank you so much. We'll meet you back at the carnival later.
Be careful, Leanna. There are a lot of drunk people running around randomly through the forest right now. And just head towards the light, and if anybody in the carnival needs to escort you back to town, I'm sure they would be happy to.
Well, I do appreciate your concern, my friend, and that is quite correct. That I need to be aware of what's going on. But as you've seen with your little friend here, I'm quite capable of protecting myself in most instances. So we shall leave it at that. But you must do what you must do, and I must hurry to the carnival and see what aid that I can give. And the blessed Illyria go with you, my friends.
May Kismir guide your steps. And heading out.
Thank you for your
Down the road.
kindness. And then turn and sprint in the direction that she indicated.
All right, so you guys head off towards the east then, and she heads off towards the west down the road at a quicker pace to see if she can help out there.
Grant Legan to teach him that technique about disarming the people with the pies.
That was a good way to do that, right?
It was a way to do that.
You
That
never
was a-
know; those pies could be dangerous.
It sure smelled good, though. Man,
She's
yeah. Kenna, when
she's
you had it
technically an alchemist.
Yeah, Kenna, when you had it in your hand, boy, it smelled delightful, and you wanted a slice of that pie. So you're looking forward to getting this job done and getting back and getting yourself a good piece of that.
Yeah.
All right.
Why would there still be good smelling pie left by the time we get back?
Because everyone's
She
putting
brought
out
the pie
fire.
for us.
Yeah, she was bringing the pie for you guys. That's right. Yeah. So,
I think we need to go find these guys and get some restitution.
Yes.
restitution, that's a big word. Okay, I am going to move you guys.
Let us restitute.
I'm going to move.
It's a good name for the party, the Restitutors.
Only after eating beans.
Yep. We were on the same boat there. Same page.
Right. Are you guys on a road outside what looks like a porch to a building?
How about
I-
Restitutioners?
Yes, now that I've
Yes.
scrolled to the bottom of the page.
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. Make sure you scroll to the bottom of the page and see yourselves there. Yeah, a few hundred feet up the road, you guys notice that there is a path that kind of opens up to the south of the road, and within just about 20 feet off of the path, you see where you're standing here, some gnarled trees around, and you see a fairly large, dilapidated building. I'll show you a picture of it. Get to that point. Thought.
So if these guys own this building, do you think it's fair or that we burn down their house like they burned ours?
Would
It's
be
We'll
a
get
something
fair-
there.
to consider.
We'll get there.
It is something to think about.
I mean, and it double bonus if it is an inn, like it says, because all inns can't survive an encounter with an adventure party.
That's a pretty big inn.
Yeah, I think just value-wise, it would not be fair for us to burn that down in exchange for the tent that we lost.
No, the shed in the back, maybe.
Hey,
I was thinking it was a garage, and it was very anachronistic.
evening now. At this point, after your little discussion with Leanna, and your walk over here to the inn, evening has come. And you barely see the soul as it hides behind the trees, and as you approach the inn where the scoundrels have likely fled, or at least what you think they have fled to, a slight cloud cover shrouds the darkening sky, which is made somewhat lighter by the early rising of Luneos, the huge silver moon in the Zyathe's night sky. She is visible just above the tops of the trees. And the three dancers, leaving fiery lines around her as they run in their circular paths. And nearby her is Vixen, the smaller blue moon that also orbits Zyathe. Yet, there is also an unsettling red cast growing in the twilight as the clouds shift in the brisk breeze. A third celestial face appears in the northern sky, glaring down upon the world. And though the familiar host of stars and their grand constellations have yet to appear, this new, blood-colored face leers down at you, nearly outshining Luneos. You have never seen its like before. The light it casts is malevolent in itself, bathing the area around you in a sickly crimson hue. The star's very presence makes you uneasy. Instinctively, you sense a grave significance to the appearance of this red luminary, but none of you know what it could portend. You are most certainly far from anyone who could explain it. Give me a intelligence check, everyone. Straight up intelligence.
Don't ask the barbarian to do that.
Groar's out. That's so Squimber.
Interestingly enough, the barbarian rolls the highest.
I'm not using any of the good rolls for this stuff.
Of course.
So Theros, you feel
Yeah. Me too.
you feel as you look at it, something just kind of nagging in the back of your mind that there's something about this, but you just can't quite place what it might mean. You may have to think on it for a bit. And as you're thinking about that, the rest of you are regarding the inn. The Mangy Hound Inn itself is a somewhat dilapidated 4-story wood and plaster building. It stands on the north side of the King's Highway in a clearing with the more than a few gnarled, leafless oaks spaced about it. The building is tall and has a steeply peaked roof that sports gables on the side that is facing you, and each gable has a small dark window in its face. Also protruding from the building is a circular tower that rises up above the roof line. Near the front of the roof is a weather vane in the shape of a hound on the run. The entrance to the Mangy Hound faces the road, and affixed to the front of the building is a rather large, partially covered porch, which is reached by a stair. Sitting on the porch are 2 rocking chairs. and a stout wood door is set in the wall at the back of the porch. And it looks as if it leads into the common room. Next to the door is a posting board with parchment notices affixed to it. There are windows on either side of the front door which have wide, open wood shutters that are fixed to the wall, and light from the common room shines out into the dimness of the early evening. And the floor above has a number of windows that are likewise flanked by open shutters. And dim light escapes from some of them, and you can barely discern a few dark-tide lanterns burning about the place. And a stable can be seen behind the building. Hanging from the side of the building above the steps that ascend to the porch is a signboard shaped like a dog's head. Beneath the head are the words, "The Mangy Hound."
Okay, everyone. Stealth mode. Let's check and look in the windows and see if we can find our quarry.
They might high up for me and
Everybody give me a perception check, please.
Theros is more in the mood of direct approach into the inn.
Fleeg and Nat 20
What's up with your
again.
guys tonight?
Jeez,
Fleegan
yeah.
sees everything.
Everything.
Or he completely
Fleegan-
fumbles, whichever.
Fleegan suddenly gains X-ray vision.
He can see everything, including himself when he's stealthed.
Everybody happens to well, first thing that Fleegan notices is he notices a shadow kind of comes across one of the windows near the door, and as he does so, he kind of throws his hand up to everybody in a sign that you all well know is to be quiet and hide. You guys do?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Hide.
So you guys quickly.
Which window was it? Is it on the second floor or on the first
No,
floor?
on the first floor. So the door is right here, and there's a window right over here. Actually, yeah, there's a window. Well, there's a window here, and there's a window here, and you see the shadow go across the window here, moving.
So that would be the second floor.
Moving this direction.
That would be the second floor, because this right here is the
porch.
The porch on the second floor,
Well,
and over here would be. Okay.
Okay. Well, there's
I'm
a
just
window.
trying to.
Yeah, there's a window next to the door there. So, let me go back and take a look at the picture here.
Because it seems like the entrance would
up
be
on
over
the second
here.
floor. So the entrance is above on the porch on the second. Yeah,
So the
you're
entrance is up
Sorry
here.
about that.
Here,
The
okay.
entrance is up on a floor above,
Got
so it looks like it goes up to it. So yeah, the stairs go up like that.
Yep.
And but then you got the door right here. Hang it here. You got the door right here, and then you have windows on either side of the door. And on this side of the door, you actually see a shadow go across it, or at least Fleegan did, and he tells everybody to hide. So what do you guys do?
I'm gonna run up to the porch and use it as cover because they can't see down under the porch.
I will
from
follow
there.
Kenna.
Yeah, I'll follow too.
Well, as your guys are doing that, you hear footsteps. Everybody give me a stealth check, please.
Kimber. I was wanting to do that, but I was waiting until everybody said something. And that'll give us plus 10 to our stealth if it's not too late.
Okay, well, that gives Kenna a 22 or 21, and Theros a 22, and Fleegan a 32,
Jesus.
and Roar a 19.
And Billy a what?
Billy,
19.
that's a good question. I will pull that up here real quick. Get him up here. Reckon him. He is going. Natural 20.
Billy is the goat.
Yeah, Quimber, don't forget to roll your stealth.
Billy disappears from sight.
I was having some lag, so I was making sure it wasn't affecting stream. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. And so Billy and Fleegan are gone.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, Billy and Fleegan are disappear from sight. Seem to reappear over here at the base of the stairs. But in the midst of what's going on there, you guys sneak over, and you hear footsteps, and you hear the door open. But since you guys are kind of up against the porch there on that side, hiding underneath the porch, you can't see anything at the porch. But you hear the door open, and you hear some muffled voices from inside that sound like kind of in an angry tone, and you hear a kind of a snort and a well, don't see anything out there. And then you hear the door shut and footsteps seeming to go off into the distance away from the location that you guys are at.
Well, since we're all in stealth mode and we've got the pass without a trace, we should probably move up onto the porch and check in the windows, because it's not like they'll hear us.
Did that sound like Big Ned? One of his brothers?
Give me a insight check, please.
Ah.
You had trouble understanding even what he said. All you heard was a...
He doesn't even know if it was male or female at this point.
So, what do you guys going to do? Why don't you each kind of declare? We'll just go from left to right here. We'll start with Fleegan. What do you do?
Sneak up the stairs and see if I can get a window.
Go ahead and move yourself to where you're going and give me a stealth check, please. All right, that would be a 21. Kenna, what are you doing?
I'm gonna move up to the other side and peek in the window.
All right, give me a stealth check.
Woohoo!
29. Theros, what are you doing?
I will make sure I have Graxel ready and the shield ready, and I will move up to the door.
I'll give him the hold signal so he doesn't just kick the door in and start charging in. I want to look in the windows first.
I will hold my action to kick in the door.
He's standing on one foot with his other one up, going, "Okay, come on."
Okay, ready? Let's do this. Let's do this. Come on. And there's my stealth check.
Ooh.
Okay.
Thank God for plus 10.
Yeah, exactly. Stomp, stomp, stomp. Kick, kick, kick.
Gror, go ahead and tell me what you're doing. Unmute your microphone.
Well, I was chewing. That wouldn't have been polite. I'm leading Billy over to the corner with me and keeping an arrow knocked. Essentially, there's too many people on the deck anyway at this point.
Okay.
So I'll cover from here.
Right. We'll give Billy a...
Actually, I'll stand out a little bit more like there.
Keep an eye on that other door as well.
Billy...
I
very
watch
good
both
at being quiet when he wants to be. He just slips very quietly behind you, and he knows exactly what you want him to do. Kimber, go ahead and tell me what you're doing. Make a stealth check.
I moved to the bottom of the stairs, just basically a little bit up on the stairs against the wall. I'm trying to keep everybody within range. I think they still have to be in range, and I'm keeping concentration on helping us stay stealthy.
Yeah, we have to be within 30 feet of him. If we move outside of that, we lose the plus 10. Of course, once we kick the door in and charge in, you can drop it anyway.
Oh, not a square. I don't want a square. Why did I make... There you go. All right, yeah. Yep. So...
Yay,
there's the
auras.
You can see that, right?
Ooh, I'm just within.
Oh, okay, cool.
You guys can see the aura, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So,
Ew.
Okay, so give me, yeah, you got your stealth test, that's a 21. Okay, all right, so you guys have practiced this kind of thing before, never knowing that it would finally come in handy at some point. You very quietly move into position, and Kenna and Fleegan have the opportunity to peek in the windows. But before you do that, Theros, as you quietly for you, surprisingly enough, you didn't feel like you were as quiet, but nothing seemed to happen. You actually notice next to the door a posted board with lots of notes on it.
Ooh.
Various rewards for things or other information that might come in handy at some point, or break the fourth wall. Adventure hooks, but
Yay!
Yes.
so that's hanging on the door, or hanging on the wall right there next to the door, to the right of it. So, you all, not you all, but Kenna and Fleegan peek in the windows. In the windows, the curtains are pulled back, the shutters are open, so you can actually see inside. But you very quietly peek inside, and this is what you see. You see a spacious common room. It's dimly lit by a large cooking fire in the hearth at the back of the room. And beyond it, you can see a bar. You can see half-melted candles burning in holders atop each table. And they're surrounded by a rough collection of various chairs and stools. But it is not the decor that you consider much, for inside the common room, a disturbing scene is taking place. A man and a woman are kneeling on the floor. The woman's dress is torn. She appears to be crying. Worston, the ringleader of the unsavory men that challenged you at the archery range, stands over with a scowl. An unsheathed sword is in his hand. Big Ned stands behind a table looming over the couple. Nearby, you can see Jend, a wicked grin on his face and a knife in his fist. There are 3 other men there as well. Though you do not recognize them, it seems the inn has no other patrons, as the rest of the common room is empty. So what I'm going to do, Theros...
Oh, this is not gonna. This is.
You're
not, gonna
not
go
inside
over.
and the door's not open, but I'm doing that to kind of...
Place it. Yeah, okay. That's fine.
So Theros sees that, you know what? I have to put everybody in there to be able to see it. There we go. Okay, so everybody should be able to see in the room.
Yes.
Right?
Yep.
Sir.
Just know that you guys are still outside. All right, so that's what you see in the room. Okay, what do you guys do?
I'm assuming this and this are the 2 people on the floor kneeling.
Yeah, they
Okay.
are. And you can actually overhear the conversation.
Okay.
Don't see Ned, but see some other scumbags.
There's Big Ned right
That's
there.
Ned. That's his brother.
Oh, is that
That's his
Ned?
other brother.
That's the guy who won the archery.
Yeah.
I
Jerk.
won the archery.
So
Jerk
here's the
2.
woman, and here's a man.
Big ass. Yep. And then the
Okay.
other, the 3 that are identical are the other 3 ruffians, I assume.
So, you guys kind of eavesdrop on what's going on, and you hear Worston say, "Oh, I'm getting real sick of your poor hospitality, Barden." He says, "We supply your hooch. We keep brigands off the road outside. Take real good care of you here. All we's asking in return is fair recompense. Maybe a little bit of a good time when we're passing by. But not only ain't you got the coin to pay our services, but I see you pouring swill from Totenshire." And you hear in response the man who's there on the floor that he's talking to. It seems. He says, "Bastard! I'd rather serve the contents of weak old chamber pot than that hogwash you bring down here," replies the man. "The only brigands accosting folks are you, degenerate kin." You hear the woman whimper as Big Ned then lets out a growl. "Shut up, yo man." Yeah.
Guys, I'm interrupting this. I cannot. Big Ned's gonna try to hit her, and I can't let that happen.
Okay. So
Give me the signal.
Yeah, I give you the go.
okay.
Can we interrupt and I'll kick in the door?
Sure. Go right ahead.
What do you want?
Give me a strength check, please. Okay, you reel back with your foot, and you go to kick open the door, and you hit the door with your foot, and it kind of rattles and crashes, but it actually doesn't go flying open. It just kind of splinters a little bit. And a big boom. All right, well, that's what Kenna and Theros do. So in the midst of that, what does Fleegan do?
Okay, I will motion down to Cor and say, "Get up here! There's 6 or 7 guys! Plus the bastards we're looking for."
That should be enough for each of us.
Okay.
And I will hold my action until the door is completely busted open.
Okay, well, that's your action there. You guys aren't in initiative yet, so pass route trace is probably rendered moot at this point. So I'm going to shut that off. Okay, Kimber, what do you do?
I want to hit the. I want to get to a window so I can see inside. Since my brothers
Yep.
take
Okay,
action,
you'd be right outside that window. Okay.
and so
I'll just go ahead and put you all back where you're at, since you know what it's like inside. Okay, so you're at a window. Okay, and you're preparing a spell. It seems like.
yeah.
Also gives us advantage to hit him. Yay!
All right, Gror, what are you going to do?
Did I see anything on the west wall that looked like a door also going in there or anything like that?
No, there's no
Okay.
door. There's a window over on the west wall there.
Then I'm going to start heading towards the stairs to get in line to, go and deal with varlets. I guess I'll get to the stairs kind of by Kimber and lead Billy with me.
All right, yeah, you can make it to there, or right beside Kimber if you want to.
I don't really want to knock him over or distract him from whatever he's doing. So,
Okay. All right, you can you can't distract him or knock him over. You can move beside him there. It's you're small enough and it's wide enough for you to get to that point if you want to.
I'll do that. Since I might be able to shoot through the door then.
I have to ask, how do you do that thing with the range finding?
There is a ruler tool. It looks like a circle with a little ruler on it.
Got it. I see it.
And you can.
Stretch it to it.
Ah, there we go. Cool. Good to know. I keep seeing it, and I'm like, how do you do that?
So there's also a way to be able to move a token if you left click and hold and then right click and drag. You can actually, and then right click while you're still holding left click, and then right click while you're still holding left click, and then right click while you're still holding left click, and then let go. The character will move to that point.
Wow.
Kind of a path.
That's something I didn't know.
Yeah.
That is very
I just
cool.
moved Billy around. Sorry.
I thought you ran
So
away.
there's that. So that helps. Okay, so Theros kicks the door. booms. It splinters a little bit, but it doesn't go flying open. And you guys obviously have announced your presence, and all the voices go silent. So, those who are looking in the window, I guess you're still looking in the window. You see everybody look towards the door in shock and surprise, and then these guys move into kind of a they draw their weapons and get ready, Big Ned moves over here and grabs this man by the hair, and Worston reaches down and grabs the woman around the neck, pulls her up, and quickly has a knife at her throat, staring at the door. Ready. What do you guys do at this point?
I'm going to magic missile Worston.
Okay. Let's go ahead and roll initiative then.
Oh, God. What?
Select your
Yeah.
token. Everything ready.
Gror needs to roll. Nish.
It should be right there. It's a
I see it.
9.14.
That's exactly what Billy got.
Who rolled initiative for Billy?
Gror did, I think.
I think Gror rolled for himself, but it added it to Billy's token.
You might have selected Billy's token instead of your own when you rolled.
So,
Well, that's cool.
well, we'll do that. Let me trash it.
I was like, Billy rolled.
But you
You
guys
know,
see my
Billy
name
is-
on it, right? Not Billy's name? Because I don't see Billy's name at all.
I haven't.
Yeah, he hasn't rolled yet.
Yeah, Billy is our most effective team member. You do realize that, of course.
That's
That
good.
depends on the situation.
That's cool to know, though. If you click on somebody else's token, you can roll their initiative.
Well, if you have rights to control their character.
I wasn't on his token, though. That's really kind of weird.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't see anything to do with Billy in it at all. So
Yeah.
you guys might see it differently than me.
Worston's
It's all corrected
Yeah.
now.
Big Ned.
I just hope they roll as bad as we did.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Yeah, shut up.
I think that is the single lowest initiative roll Kenna has ever made. So
Okay. We have turn order, friends. All right. Well, there was no surprise and there was no ganking, so we're just going to go through the turn order, and it looks like Fleegan is the one who gets to go first.
And the door is still closed.
The door's closed, yes.
You can go through the window.
Looking at the pictures, it doesn't look like they open.
No, the window is glass. I mean, you could try and break the window, but that probably take your action.
Yeah. Can I hold my action until the door's open? And then move
Sure.
and attack?
So you're going to hold your action until the door opens. Okay. So as soon as the door opens, then you will take your action. So we'll move to Big Ned. And Big Ned has the big man by the hair, and he reaches one big fat hand down around the big man's throat.
I'm going to burn my hero point card to put all of us into the initiative order ahead of them.
Okay. Okay. So Kenna sees Big Ned reach or have a big meaty hand right around the man's throat, and she immediately recognizes that he's lifting his other hand or moving his other hand from his hair down around the back of his head as if he's going to take and twist the man's head right off. And she freaks. And can you describe to me how this affects you and how you might, in a heroic fashion, make it to where you can interrupt this diabolical deed from happening and putting everybody ahead of him taking this action?
The rage and frustration that has built up since we came here from these people treating us the way they have, calling us Shazat and calling me a whore and grabbing me inappropriately, and as well as others, just triggers her to the point where she's like, this cannot happen. These people need to be saved. And they must pay for everything they've done to my troop.
Okay. That sounds like a great motivation, and I'm loving that. I'm digging that. Now tell me what her action is that would allow her to, or would cause your friends to have the opportunity to get the jump on these folks.
You want help?
Yeah, you can. Anybody can help because this is a hero point. And burning the ability to do it, I just want it to be spectacular.
You need to scream out that they're going to kill innocent people.
I was put this cinematic moment in my head of you like screaming no and launching an arrow like right through the window at him before he does this, and because they're all shocked, we all go running in.
Slightly different. Okay. Yeah, you hear me scream, no more innocents die, and I misty step which is a bonus action.
Sweet.
Here. And I run him through with both swords. And you guys have seen me Misty Step before, so you know it's what just happened.
A Nightcrawler.
Yep, bamf.
Apparently my mic was muted. I apologize for that. I was talking.
That's okay. Yes, we didn't hear you.
So you hear her scream out, and then Pop disappear and Pop reappear right behind Worston. And that emboldens the rest of you in a blink instant of seeing what's going on and recognizing the direness of the situation around. These two are probably going to be murdered in an instant. You have the opportunity to go ahead and take your actions. Go ahead and burn that one. I'm going to take it off before I forget. Gooey Cube.
Yep, I've deleted it off of my notes.
That was hero point is assigned to Kevin. Gone. Fleegan has a hero point.
Yes, he does.
So well use of the hero point. For those who had not seen it, this is a very rare and special reward. It can be spent to achieve something significant and heroic. It can only be used once and must be played at any time. May be played at any time. What your character is attempting must be heroically reasonable, and I have full discretion as to the effectiveness of the action. So I think this was an appropriate and wonderful use of that, and I think it makes perfect sense. So what we're going to do is I'm going to move, say, Fleegan is holding his action for the door to open. Do you want to take your action or still wait?
I can't really go in there, so I'm going to wait until the door's open. Unless I bust the door in. Which is very possible. Can I get through?
Knowing some of your roles.
Well, you could open the door and move through it, right?
Yeah.
I will actually do that. So that way our big guns, well, almost as big guns as me, to go in there and kill people. So I would go and just open the door, give Theros a funny look.
All right, where are you moving to?
Let me try this new fangled method here.
Did we lose?
Did we lose
Did we
your mark?
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to this newfangled thing of,
You kind of have to. Yeah, there you go. Okay.
I'm trying to do the push the talk and the right shift. It's too much.
Okay, so
Then you have to
moved
stand on
This
one
is
foot.
Yeah, this is the guy who I had the night promise, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, because I punched the shit out of Big Ned and Gror beat Worston in the archery. So
Okay.
So I would go about here and approach this guy here.
Okay. Go ahead.
Just damn him, he beat me.
That's gonna hit.
I would hope so.
Should have got a little closer. I could have got a sneak attack.
Not bad damage, nevertheless.
Okay. Then your offhand was gonna miss.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, you see Fleegan run over, open the door, and run inside. So the door is open. Let's see who's next here. That would be. Looks like Gror is next.
Get him, Gror.
The door's still not open, right?
It
The
is
door
open.
is open.
It is open.
It is open.
Fleegan opened
I
it.
can't see him. But hang on one second. There's somebody 25 feet away from me.
Big Ned. Go ask him a question.
I could arrow him, perhaps. Maybe just one step forward and shoot through the
I'm gonna
doorway.
shut this off.
Is that possible?
Can you guys see everything now?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Now I can.
Yay, daylight mode.
Can I
So,
shoot through the doorway then?
I believe so. Yeah, I'm almost positive you can. Yep, you can shoot right through the doorway, right at him, right at Big Ned.
All right.
That would be.
Not
You can see
hitting a
Big
magic
Ned.
arrow, just a normal
First,
arrow.
You could shoot at either one of those guys.
This guy, I think, seems like,
Big Ned.
yeah.
Okay. All right, give him a shot. Okay, that is going to hit. All right, you pull out your bow and you take a shot, and it actually hits the hand that's holding the man's head, and it sticks in his hand, and it makes his hand go flying off of the man's head, saving him from getting his neck snapped off.
Yay!
Well done. Go Gror.
Anything else?
Well done.
Is anybody about to die that I need to save?
Not yet.
Okay, then that's
in
the end
the
of-
room. He will be attacked. He will go down. He'll need you later.
So Billy can come on. I'll be like, Billy, move on.
Okay, so I was going to ask you then. What do you tell Billy to do something?
I say, Billy, come on.
Okay. Do you want him to do anything other than come to you?
Tell him to go bite somebody.
He headbutts.
So he's not within 20 feet. I don't know how far he can run.
He can move 40 feet without running. He can move 80 feet with running.
Jeez.
He's squeezing through the door. Gonna hit Ned also.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So he
Ram attack.
Been working on this thing where I shoot an arrow and then he follows it and knocks whatever it is that's still alive down.
and ram Big Ned, and he goes thundering in there, and somehow his hooves, when they hit the slick planks on the floor of the common room, go slipping and sliding, and he kind of starts sliding around and kind of slides off to the side and isn't able to hit up Big Ned. Actually kind of slides right over here beside him. Actually, he's going to slide over here into the doorway of the other room. So that's what Billy does. Okay, so then it's Kimber.
Dang waxed floors.
Right, I'll go ahead and just rush right up to the door and then kind of walk in as I'm talking a little. Some crap. I says, sorry to interrupt your festivities, but we wanted to ease your minds tonight and let you know who is actually better. And I'll ignite a few of them on flame, since, we were in a competition with them before.
So move yourself to where you're going to move, and what are you casting? Sacred Flame?
Fairy Fire.
Fire.
And
Fairy
since
Fire.
it only hits like a 20-foot cube or something like that, I'll get the 3 over by Kenna.
You could also, you
Well,
could get.
It's going to light up everybody in that cube, so I can
It says
draw
it says I get
Yeah,
to
20
choose who within the 20-foot cube.
Oh, you can't choose. Okay.
Yeah, but I was hoping I could get the one next to Kenna and the other 2 near the table.
Well, let's see. Let's do this. There is a 20-foot cube. See if I can select it here. Come on. Oh, you know what? We need some ambience music. Okay. This.
You'll get a dexterity save though to not get it for some reason.
Okay, so there's those 3. Actually, you could do those 4. Those, no, I'm sorry. Never mind. What am I thinking? You got those.
Him, and him.
Yes.
That's what he's going for.
Okay, that.
Oh, can I get that other guy? I didn't think I could.
Yeah, you can probably.
You actually
get
might be able to get
too.
Ned. You might be able to get Ned.
If I can get Ned, I'll
Yeah.
get Ned also. I didn't know it was
Yeah, I
that
think
big.
you can. It's being persnickety of me trying to move this stuff. There we go.
Yeah, you can absolutely get Big Ned. That's awesome. Yay!
Yeah, I'll get those 4 guys. I'll leave the 2 innocents and, of course, my own people alone. Just try to get those 4. They get a
Thanks. Appreciate that.
a DC 14 dexterity save to not get the fairy fire.
Okay, so that is going to be dexterity save. Didn't see that. DC 14, you said?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. That one fails.
All right.
So what?
Just to let you know, we're not seeing your rolls.
I know.
Not that we have to, but
Yeah. I'm
Yeah.
gonna turn them on.
Yeah. So what that does is that we get advantage on attacks made against them.
I was also
Alright.
a couple other
Jim
reasons.
did-
If they run off in the dark, we can be able to see them and stuff like that.
Yep.
Jen does 1. And no, I'm gonna change that. You didn't see that, but I will change that. That's a no. And then looks like Worston. I will make sure that nope.
Yes. Advantage on my attacks against Worston.
Big Ned.
Yeah. If I would have waited for you, Quimber, I could have actually hit with my second dagger.
Well, I was too slow. It's all this armor and shield.
Alright, you lit them all up.
Well
Nice.
done.
So they're all lit up.
Good job.
Well, I'll do them in a nice bright green or something crazy looking fiery green.
Ink. Ink.
Okay, Ken, and now I'll give you the chance to slice Worston in the back.
Oh yeah.
Describe what you're wanting to do, because he's got a knife around her throat.
A knife around her throat. At her throat, you say?
Knife at her throat, not around. Yes. Wow. Knife at her throat.
Yeah. No. I'm just going to going into the pirouette of blades, which is my spell dancer routine that I know. I'm going to attempt to disarm that knife from that hand while cutting him a couple of times with the sword.
Just
Okay.
disarm him.
Yep. Literally, take the arm. Disarm.
Take the arm.
Yes. We're going to disarm
Yes.
the man. So let's see if you disarm the man with your attack.
All right. Attack number 1. It's a 16.
That is going to hit. Roll damage for me, please.
That's 9 piercing.
That is 9 piercing. Let me do something here real quick. Give me... Well, I'll take that 15. Okay?
Okay.
So that second roll
Uh-huh.
as an attack roll, I'm going to contest that to see if you take that off, and you do. So what happens is you spin around. I'm going to move you, okay?
Okay.
Because you misty step to there.
Yep.
As a bonus action, and then you jump and spun off of that chair, spinning around on the table, and you took your sword and you went right for his hand, and you take his hand clean off with that damage.
Nice.
And the hand and the dagger fall to the floor. Blood sprays out of the hand all over the woman and the floor, and he yells out a very unkind curse, and the woman screams as
She showered in blood.
she showered in blood.
Yeah.
But the grip on her from him holds fast in the embrace, although he is quite in pain and freaked out about that. Okay. Did you have another? No, because you had a bonus action to Misty Step, so that's
Yep.
the attack. Right? Yep.
So that is my attack.
Right. Excellent. Okay. Well, then that gives Big Ned an opportunity, although he can't now snap the man's neck because his hand got shot with an arrow.
Does Theros not
Does-
get to go?
There's action.
Theros, I forgot you. I'm sorry. Yes, there
No
we
worries.
go.
So, given there's a very special GUI reward, and then seeing Ken as Misty Step, and then everyone else run in, Theros is going to rage.
Ooh.
All the feels, and he's going to step in and take Big Ned's head off.
You need a catchphrase or,
Okay.
something.
With a mighty roar, Theros steps into the room, swings his axe in a huge sweeping arc around his head, and takes a blow right on Big Ned. Roll damage, please.
I was going to say 23 better hit. Yes.
That's pretty good.
And takes Big Ned's head clean off as his body crumples to the floor.
Excellent.
You guys probably don't know how badly I've been looking forward to these people dying at our hands.
All right. Well, Big Ned apparently is not going again. So that leaves Worston.
You mean worst off?
Worst off, yeah. Well, let's see. His dagger is gone. He is going to let loose, or no, he is. Well, is he? You cut his hand off.
Yes.
Seeing the gruesome sight of Theros coming into the common room and immediately taking his brother's head clean off, he is in a state of shock for a moment, and the gravity of the situation kind of overcomes him, and he loosens his grip on the woman. As she falls to the floor, he's going to back up, giving Kenna an attack of opportunity.
Well,
That is going to cut him. For how much damage? 6. Okay, so you are focused on him and realize exactly what he's doing, just waiting for this moment to happen. And as you see him drop the woman and start to back away, you take your wakizashi and you whip it out with lightning speed and almost do a flip as you just kind of slash him up the side. And he backs away, cannot pull out his bow.
And even if he could, he's one hand short.
Yeah, exactly. Well, that's what I was saying. He could pull out his bow, but he can't use it. So what he's going to do is, as he's backing away, reach around his back, grab his sword, and take a feeble offhand swing at you.
Okay. I'll allow it.
Okay. And it's going to miss.
Yep.
With that hand, he should have folded.
But yeah. So he backs. He slashes at you and then takes off into the other room. There. And gets to the door and reaches out with his bloody stump of an arm to try and open the door by just sheer muscle memory, and is just stumped as what's going on, and it can't go any farther than that. There's a back door there, so that's where he ends his turn. Okay, so then it is Jen's turn, and he sees what's going on, and you hear him just scream out in a high-pitched squeal, "You filthy Shazat! You need to die, you wench!" And die what you've done. And he is going to he's going to take his longsword with both hands and swing it at Kenna and hit you for 11 slashing damage.
Ouch.
Right across the back. And a big old bloody gash opens up across the back of Kenna. Okay.
Okay.
So that was Jend, and then now it's the Thug's turn, which this Thug's gonna move in.
I'm going to burn my other gooey reward, temp hit points, and gain 2d8 plus 1 temporary hit points.
Let's pull that out of there.
Do you want to hold off until you get hit?
What was that?
Do you want to hold on to that? Because they may not hit you.
Temporary hit points last until they're gone, so I'm good with keep having them. So.
But Quimber could be at your aid next turn.
So
I-
2d-
I-
Save that for next turn.
I can cast healing too, so
Oh, that's true.
so 2d8.
plus 1 because I'm level 1.
He heard somewhere that using up our gooey rewards would get us further along faster.
So that's going to be 10 temporary hit points.
Surprisingly enough, this Jend takes a swing at her, cuts her back wide open, and amazingly, the gods are smiling down upon Kenna, and you see the wound immediately begin to close right back up suddenly.
Wow.
Never seen the like before, but you know that Kisme and Jinx are with you after the events of earlier in the day. So the Thug
Yep.
is going to now take his short sword and stab Kenna and miss.
No, he's not.
And this Thug is going to come over and stab Kimber.
Talk to the shield. Oh no.
Hit you for 8 piercing damage.
Those guys are doing pretty good rolling for damage.
Hmm.
Then see here. Yep, it can do that. Okay. So that one is going to go after Fleegan and give him a taste of his own medicine and stab him with a dagger. And yep, that's going to stab him with a dagger for 7 piercing damage, Fleegan. All right. So, with that being said, I'm going to reset the initiative order. I think everybody had a chance to go, right?
Yes.
All right. Fleegan, you're up.
Stabby, stabby.
Curses! I wanted to finish off my nemesis, and this guy got in the way, so I guess I'll just have to stab him twice. But I'm going to stab the one that's attacking my friend, Ember.
Oh.
Hey, that's
With sneak
sneak attack
attack,
damage.
both of them are, aren't they?
Yeah, but he only gets it on 1 attack, so.
Yeah. Oh,
correct.
nice.
Yeah!
Give me a. Wow, your dice tonight.
Yeah, those dice are hot. I don't know.
Your,
Go
your,
ahead and roll your
dice-
damage. Go ahead and
your
roll
dice
damage.
pits are
You can roll on
burning.
the-
Yellow cake uranium dice or something.
That's
So
10
that's
piercing.
10 points of piercing damage.
So my damage was.
roll,
one.
roll a d6 too for your sneak attack.
You're 12 points of damage.
Oh, that's the lowest, almost the lowest I can roll for damage.
Okay, roll on the crit table now, please. Okay. Yeah, you stab him so hard that.
An additional set of damage dice. Oh god.
So you get to roll all of those again.
Yeah, if you click on the. Yep,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm assuming
Fleegan,
that don't get the.
So Fleegan puts his arm all the way through the guy's torso and spine with a dagger.
let Flea can describe how he
That
decimated
loses
his
the
knight.
dagger, has to try to find it and bring it back out.
Okay, go, Mark. Do
So
it.
Fliegen is so pissed off. These people have burned down our tents. He took his dagger, twirled around, and thrust it up, as only a gnome can do. And what is underneath most gnomes? That poor codpiece.
Crotch to chest because he can't get the crown.
That's a heck of a vestectomy.
And in the
Easy to survive that.
bloodlust of the massive dismemberment, we'll leave it at that, of this individual, you are able to take the momentum and use your offhand against the other thug there.
Bonus attack. Bonus action attack.
That is going to miss. In the
Yeah.
cloud of the of the moment, it was just a little bit too much to take that.
Too much viscera in his eyes.
Yes.
I'm seeing too much red. That's all I can say.
Yeah, and it's
all
mostly
right.
the other guy's blood, so yeah.
So as Billy is sliding across the floor, he kind of gets his composure a little bit and gives a knowing look at an inquisitive look at Gror, as if asking Gror what it is he should be doing next.
Go, Billy, go! So hopefully he continues into the kitchen and stops the other guy.
All right. He
Get
runs over there and attempts to ram Worston through the door. And that is going to be a...
No.
Billy
No.
gets rammed through the door.
Maybe gets advantage. He gets advantage though because he is very fired.
So it's only a 10, not a 4.
So he goes running across the room to try and hit Worston, and still the floor. It's just not good for his hooves. You know, if he was out in the dirt, he would be doing fine. But
We're getting
traction,
Billy's,
yeah.
We're getting Billy's shoes.
so he slides
He's
over
an
here.
outside goat. That's his element. Outside.
All right. Worston sees the goat coming and realizes that his friends are in the other room. And,
It's an attack goat. He's probably got to poop himself. I mean, an attack goat out of nowhere.
Worston's got he's got a long sword in one hand and no other hand, and he's not quite sure how to get out of it. And he sees this goat coming at him, and instinctively pulls up his sword to attack the goat.
Technically, he still has a dagger in his other hand.
It's just laying on the floor in the other room.
It doesn't have to be anywhere near him.
But on the other hand, there's somebody's foot, probably.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Okay. So he takes a swing at Billy as Billy's sliding right on by, and Billy slides right underneath the swing, much to Worston's chagrin. So, Gror, you're up.
So I want to try to take the trick shot. I can move up maybe, perhaps, to make it a little shorter, but I want to shoot between Innkeeper's wife, Kenna, over Billy, and kill Worston. I don't know if I can use an ability check to add that with, like, the theatrics or athletics or anything.
Getting to a point where you can do that might be a little difficult because of the wall that's right here.
If you got up next to me, you could.
Yeah, I would say if you move into the room right there, you'd probably be able to do that. Yeah, I'll give you a clean shot.
All right, that's cool. That's a much easier shot too. Hang on.
There
It's hard to move when you're on that rangefinder. I just noticed.
Yeah. Nope.
So, any other roll or anything to try to help it, or
Nope.
just a
Nope.
regular attack?
Nope. Just move there and take a shot. Okay. You have advantage, but that's the 13, and that's actually going to miss. You try and get through that, but your arrow hits the edge of the corner of the wall right there and sticks in the wall.
I see an 18.
I see a 13.
Oh, I'm sorry. I see
It
it's rolled
double
twice.
rolled, yeah.
So never mind. Okay.
He's not cool enough to do 2 shots in a round yet.
All right. Anything else, bro?
No, but I was hoping it was like not facing me. Damn it.
All right, Kimber, you're up.
Well, I don't want to leave Fleegan after such a heroic moment protecting me, so I will stand my ground. But I'm going to use my shield to block and use the amulet on Fleegan and a healing word as a turn towards Kenna and throw a healing word her direction. The healing word is a bonus, but the amulet would be my action.
Yep. Okay. So go ahead and roll your healing and let him know.
Oh, it didn't roll it. Oh, there it is.
Okay, so I get 8 back. Excellent. That puts me at a grand total of 23 with the temporary hit points.
I don't have the amulet in there. I don't think so. I actually did have it in there. And there's the amulet for Fleegan.
Okay, Fleegan gets 6 hit points back. Okay. All right, Kenna, you're up.
Thank you very much.
Get him, Kenna. You've got 2 to take out.
Okay, so just because I want to make sure Worston does not get away, I am going to go ahead and do Magic Missile, and I'm going to do 2 of them into Worston and 1 of them into his brother.
Damn.
So that's going to be a D4 plus 1. Okay, so this is for his brother, the single one. 1d4 plus 1. So that's 2 points of force.
Okay. So you hold out your left hand and point it at, put it up in Jen's face, and a glowing arrow blows out of your hand and nails him, and he knocks backwards for 2 damage. And then your right hand simultaneously you hold up and point it at Worston and fire darts at him.
Yeah, and that's going to be 2d4 plus 2. So that's going to be 6 points of force damage into Worston.
All right. The first arrow hits Worston and kind of knocks him back, and he kind of staggers a little bit, and the second one follows it up and hits him in the chest, slams him up back against the wall, and you hear a sickening crack as he falls lifeless to the ground.
Good.
You saved Billy!
Ah!
Again.
I
Okay.
think Billy might eat him. Even if it was
Theros,
there.
you are up.
I will proceed to go up here. While screaming, I will drink blood from your skulls.
Well, he is
I will
waiting.
Graxel him.
Whoa. Going a little heavy there, man.
So 23.
Oh, he's very fired, yep. So
23 is gonna hit.
Oh,
come
minimal.
on.
Minimal damage.
So you roar as you go up there and and take a swipe at him, and he sees you coming enough to be able to jump out of the way, so your cut doesn't do near as much damage as you would have liked. Okay, anything else?
I forgot. It's actually 7. I forgot. I get +2 when raging.
Hmm.
Okay. All right, anything else?
That's it.
Okay. All right. Well, Jen watches himself get nailed with a magic missile and watches his brother get slammed up against the wall with the same attack, going lifeless to the floor, and is absolutely beside himself as his other brother's head is rolling on the floor. He hates you guys. I mean, just despises you all. And so he
The feeling is mutual.
is. You will pay for this. As he takes his longsword and swings it at Kenna, hoping to finish the job from the last time. Unfortunately, he
Nope.
does not. So that leaves the thugs. So the thug by Kenna going to attack with his short sword again and try and stab it through her, and misses.
Nope.
And then the thug next to Fleetin is going to try and nail him with his dagger. And I think he does, actually, right? Yeah.
He does. Ow.
Well, your armor class is 14, right?
Yep.
Yep. Okay. All right. So he nails you in the side for 4 piercing damage with his dagger. All right. Fleegan, you get a chance to respawn.
So if I tried doing intimidation, is that an action or?
That's an action.
Yeah, it's
I'm still going to kill this guy.
I'm waiting for. I mean, we're ready for the ones again. We got the 20s. We're ready for the ones again.
I should mention that the guys probably shouldn't be fairy fired anymore because I got hit for 8 points of damage. I should have made a con save of 14, I believe, to keep that concentration. That's why I rolled that constitution check just now, which I would have failed.
All right, we'll take that off. Thank you for being honest and remembering the concentration.
Sorry, I did forget when it happened, though.
All right, we'll go. Well, he's dead. He's dead. Okay. All right, so Fleegan, you stabbing this guy?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
a
Another
lot.
vasectomy.
I don't think that's a 1.
Okay, go ahead and give me your critical table roll. All right. As you stab, you move forward, and where you stab him in the hand, which knocks the weapon out of his hand, and it hits the ground. See, that's 8 plus 5 is 13 damage, plus 5 more is 18 damage, which is well, let's just say that you stab him in such a way to where you actually take his hand off, and that's why he's disarmed, and he is bleeding profusely, but not dead. But you see blood squirt out of his hand at the stump of his arm.
So the next question is, do we want somebody to take the constable? Or? Nah, we don't.
We'll take care of this.
We
Wow.
Wow, your dice are hot tonight. All right, give me some damage there.
Good rolling.
Yeah.
Well, not when it comes to damage.
Woohoo!
But you know what? You know what? You stab him right in the stump with a hand, and it kills him.
Ow!
He
Ow.
took my revenge from
Wow.
me.
That's just adding injury to insult.
So basically, what happened is his first attack did enough damage to take him down to 1 hit point. So yeah, you're just like you just kind of look at him in the eye, and then you take your other offhand and you just stab it right in, just to add insult to injury, and he hits the ground. So, all right, but Billy kind of looks around the room, trying to see if he can get eye contact with Gror, and he can't see him, so he's not quite sure what to do. So he's going to hold his action until he can get eye contact with Gror. Worston's dead, so Gror's up.
Can Gror step on that chair that's like in my square and up onto the table and still shoot?
Mm-hmm.
Long as the
take half
table's
that.
sturdy enough.
Yeah, that will take half your movement to do that.
Okay. And then I'm going to shoot the last remaining brother.
Okay, Jin. Okay.
Yeah.
Gror steps up on the chair, steps up on the table, takes his bow, and takes a shot at Jen.
Dang it.
Never
Misses.
lost advantage.
Yeah, you lost your advantage. So
Yep.
with all of that, it was just too much, and your shot goes wide. All right. Anything else? Oh,
Say,
Billy's still
Billy!
shooting now.
Billy, follow the arrow!
Okay, Billy goes this direction.
Go, Billy, kill him!
And
Nice.
this time,
This time he gets him.
Yeah, good
You
thing you
start-
didn't follow the
You're
arrow out
starting
the
to learn
window.
the intricacies of the polished wood floor.
all
Or
right.
just
So a ram
Split it
gets
right
2
away.
extra 1d4.
He is going to. No, that's just his attack as a ram. So he runs up and sticks his horns right in Jen's side and knocks him askew a little bit, but he doesn't go down to the ground. But he's looking like he's pretty bloody at this point. So, Kimber, you're up.
Wow, that was such an entertaining round. It seemed like it went by fast. All right. What am I going to do? I didn't even think about it. I'm going to get in some action. I'm going to run over there. Scared to be close to Thuros, though, right now.
Theros is pretty scary looking right now,
Ken is pretty scary looking right now.
considering he did a total gratuitous action movement moment. First shot walks in and beheads somebody.
Yeah.
I'm going to run over and...
strongest bad guy.
Is that a table there?
Yeah.
Okay, I guess I'll run over and jump up on the table, look down at the lady, and say, "My lady, I hope you're okay." And I'll turn, have my shield between that other guy, and I'll swing at him, and I'll turn back to her, and I'll say, "Are you okay?" Just nonchalantly.
Are you sure? Are you really okay?
Would you like to know more?
It's meant to be silly and sappy, but I do it anyways.
I love it.
Ooh!
Oh,
Oh.
okay.
For that.
Yeah.
Maybe not so nonchalantly.
Distracted by the lady.
Well, it may have something to do with the table he just tried to jump up on. So go ahead and give me a roll on the crumble table. Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, because I'm standing on it too. Don't mess this up for me as well.
Yeah, even more silly and sappy. Okay, the fumble table. Let me find that.
I just pinned all of those tables to the bottom of my
Yeah, me too.
screen.
I've
Yep.
been getting my
Yep.
use out of it.
Ouch.
Yep.
Oh, I hope I didn't hit Theros.
How are you, my lady?
I hope you didn't hit Kenna.
Or hit the lady.
Oh,
Or the
lady.
guy.
Can I hit
There's
myself?
4 of us you could have hit.
She's
Let me hit
technically
myself,
alive.
please.
Kimber, high or low?
Oh my god, there's gonna be a randomness to this?
Kimber, high or low?
Yeah.
Low.
Low. Okay, Theros and Kenna, give me a percentile die.
Oh God.
Ooh.
Oh God.
That's really low.
Yeah.
I don't think you can complain.
I rolled less than a tenth of what he did.
I healed your wounds, and you're just gonna. This
Yep.
is magical. It's not even gonna hurt
And
you.
now you're just taking them away. Got it. Yes. Yes. Kiss me a giveth, jinx taketh away. Got it.
There you go.
Kimber runs over and he's looking at the lady on the ground and he's saying, "I hope you're okay, lady." And as he's looking at her to say, "I hope you're okay, lady," he is drawing his mace and he's pulling it back as he's getting ready to jump up on the table. And he puts his left foot up on the table, and then as he's leaping in the air, he clips his right foot on the edge of the table and stumbles forward and nails Kenna for how much damage?
Well, you forgot to mention that it was Kenna's scowl that really did it. When she heard me say, "Are you okay, lady?" she thought I was talking to her, and she was like, "How dare you talk to me like you're going to protect me? I
Call
can
me
take
a
care of
lady."
myself."
Just roll the damage, sir.
And so I smashed her foot on. Ouch!
Wow.
Crack.
I'm never going to hear the end of this, am I?
No, you're not.
Never.
This is
I think the funny thing about this, only the 2 tanks are going to get out of this unscratched.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is Billy a tank?
Gror and Theros.
I think Kimber,
Those have not been damaged. yet.
Kimber will be done for his actions.
Well done, Kimber. And the woman on the floor
Good job.
kind of just stares in this unbelieving, just completely flabbergasted, blank stare at you at what just happened. So, Kenna, ironically, it's your turn to respond. Do you return the favor?
Oh no!
We will find out.
No, I know that he didn't do it on purpose. Otherwise, I would return the favor with vengeance. But I am still going after the last brother. I can never remember his name. Jend. That's a hit.
Okay, you can go ahead and roll damage, but I am going to say roll damage and then tell me how you take the third brother and make him pay for all the things that he's done.
As I recover from being smacked in the side with Quimber's mace, I'm just going to turn and say, "And you are the last," and shove my sword straight into his chest.
Ooh. All
And
right.
then I'll spin around for my bonus action and stab the other guy.
Okay.
Will the 17 hit? Okay.
Yeah, you're going to stab him with the Wakizashi there.
And that's 6 piercing.
Okay.
Excellent.
All right. Theros.
I will continue to march up on this man and crush him.
Bloodshot eyes.
Bloodshot eyes.
Raging frustration, and in the bloodshot eyes you go and swing the axe, and the man falls to the floor on his knees, screaming out, "No! I wasn't a part of this! Don't kill me! No! Mercy! Mercy!" And you miss
Ah,
as he falls to his knees. So he falls to his knees and begs for mercy. Fleegan, it's your turn.
I'm gonna sit in a chair and watch the action.
So you sit down in a chair.
Yeah, I'm going to collect my daggers. Basically.
Okay. Right. Well then, it's Billy's turn. Billy looks over at Gror with that look of, what do I do now?
I mean, I am on a table, but I don't know if Billy can see me through the other people at this
You
point.
can see it. Yep. You're standing up on the table.
So I'm like, oh, Billy, go!
Okay. Well, he flings his. He kind of steps over the top of Jen's lifeless body on the ground and swings his horns at the man on the ground. And man on the ground is prone, so he hits him. And hits him upside the head. Knocks the man unconscious.
Oh,
That's kind of funny.
Bah!
good. That was perfect.
It's at this point I look at Theros and I'm like, sun's going down, big guy.
Probably, just you guys probably know you're going to have to calm Theros down.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say. I want you to go ahead and give me a persuasion check, please, Kenna.
It's kind of my bag.
Yep.
Yep.
And, Kenna reaches out her hand and she kind of, rolls it around a little bit, and her red hair is kind of flaming in the background. And yeah. Theros, go ahead and give me a charisma saving throw, please. Okay. She actually succeeds in kind of getting through the rage, and you begin to break the rage. Okay, so those guys are gone. Let me clear out all of these windows that I have open because there was a lot of them because that was a big fight. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the one nice thing about being a player in Roll20 is I only have to have two windows open, the map and my character sheet.
As I'm trying to administer the amulet, probably fumbling around to heal Kenna's foot, I will turn to the lady and the man and say, "Are there any more of them? We need to know quickly. Are there?"
They're kind of whimpering on the ground. Give me just a moment here.
Maybe Theros shouldn't have come out of his rage yet. He could have got it out of him.
And now this
Okay. So Kimber, you say to the other folks, if there's any others around, and they say, the woman just breaks down and just starts sobbing, and the man crawls over and he puts his arms around her and holds on to her, and he looks around at you with just scared eyes, and he says, "Oh, thank you. Oh, I do. That was the gang. That was all of them. And I can't." And he looks over at the headless body of Ned on the ground, and he sees Jend on the ground with the gashes bleeding out, and all the mayhem, and the bloody hand with the dagger next to his wife. And he just immediately goes into shock, and he just stammers, but he does confirm that you've gotten all of them. But he just kind of stammers and sputters at that point.
We should probably check just in case one went out to pee. I'll stay with them, though. Can I get the amulet off on Kenna, though?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that now. I'm going to show you a picture of both of the individuals who are in the room.
Go Kenna 8 to you before you kill me.
I know it was an accident. I'm not going to kill you. But aid would be definitely helpful.
Gror, go check on that survivor and try to tie his hands behind his back once I know he's alive.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can go ahead and do that. He's unconscious on the floor. Billy knocked him a good one upside the head. He ain't coming around for quite some time.
I'll
And
ask Billy who's
he
a
was
good.
pretty beat up. I mean, I think he had, what did he have, 2 hit points left, something like that. He knocked him good, so he is out cold. You're not even sure if he will come around at this point, but he's breathing. So, well, okay. So you go and you tie up the man on the floor, so Bardet it has his arms wrapped around his wife, Fern, and he's shushing her and trying to calm her as she's just sobbing and shaking and shaking and sobbing and. And the intenseness of the moment, it's just sent them into utter waves of shock, as they knew that they were probably not going to survive a split second longer had you have not intervened.
After cleaning off my swords and sheathing them, I will crouch down before them and try to help both of them calm down. I'm pretty good at that. If you want me to use persuasion.
Yep. I'm going to have you kind of try and persuade them to settle down. And I was going to have you do it at disadvantage because of the state that they're in, but
haha, 22.
Whoa.
Your calming presence is quite effective. Do you feel like you want to tell me what you say to them, or how you do that, or do you want to?
I'm going to be, I will talk with them, asking them, how long this group has been terrorizing them, and telling them what they did to our people and our tents. Just basically giving them perspective on everything and just calming, being like, it's all right. You guys are safe now. We have made sure of that, and they will never bother you again. It is a shame that they had to lose their lives, but it was at their own folly that it happened.
The woman has her head buried in her husband's embrace, and she's not looking out from that, but she's no longer shaking, but you still hear her sniffling as the tears and the emotion has overcome her, and the man looks up and he says, I thank you, friend. This is a debt that we owe you for saving us and ridding us of this calamity. These men have been hounding us for months.
I tell you this now, you owe us nothing. We, like you, have suffered at the hands of people like this all of our lives. We will do that no longer, and you have to do that no longer.
With those words, you see a familiar recognition in his eyes as he looks at you, and then begins to realize
who we are,
who is standing before him, and that you're the difference of your look. And he looks at the color of Kimber's skin, and he sees the tusks of the teeth coming out from the bottom lip of Theros, and sees the tattoos on Fleegan's head, and you see the recognition in his eye, and it's you perceive that he's having somewhat of a not a moral dilemma, but a point of epiphany.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll say immediately that you think maybe a change has overcome him in his mindset. So, or go ahead if you want to respond.
We will help you take care of this. Do you think we need to call the constable, or should we just get rid of them for you?
He looks at you and he says, I can't even think at this moment what I am seeing before me.
Have they released each other's embrace yet?
No, they're still quite wrapped up.
The terror.
While this is going on, I'm going to start searching the bodies for the items that they stole from Mother Savenza.
Okay.
Also, the tear on the woman's clothes.
Guys, hang on a second. I gotta step away for just a moment. I'll be back.
Okay.
And play on without me.
The tear on the woman's clothes, is that visible to me?
Not at this point, no.
Okay. I'll wait then.
Probably down on the right somewhere. So I will say that Theros is searching the bodies while Kember's having the conversation with this man. And Theros, as you're searching the bodies, you're actually surprised when you don't find any of the items that were purportedly stolen on any one of these men. What you do find, though, is you do find a crumpled map that I'll share with you right now. And let me see what else it is that you find. Oh.
Okay. The map confuses me.
This is what you find on Worston. This is what you find on Thug. And Big Ned. Big Ned, you find this. Jend. Find. Okay. Those are all the possessions that they have on them. So you have those in your chat. And you do not find the the necklace and the other things that were purportedly stolen. Interestingly enough. So yeah, the man is in shock. And as you're just kind of finishing up looting the bodies, Fleegan, what are you doing over there?
Fleegan is going to look through the liquor bar, try to find as many glasses as he can, fill it with the best brandy, take it over to everyone in shock and say, "Drink this."
That's a good idea. I like
And
that
keep
idea.
one for himself.
You find what seems to be, decent liquor, brandy that would be used, and Barded says he kind of shows you a surprising glance as you bring the drink over, and almost cracks a smile as you hand him a glass. He takes the glass and takes a sip of it and lets out a sigh, and he rubs his wife's back, and she, at this moment, looks up, and it's the first time you've really had the opportunity to really kind of, see her face, and her face is just smeared with tears, and her hair is rumpled, and, there's blood
Coated in
all
blood.
over her. Yeah. She's very scared and ashamed of the state that she's in, and you just see that in her eyes, and you know that she is in a very traumatic state at this moment. But the man continues just strangely, and it's probably because of the state of the shock that he is in. But he continues, and he just starts to begin to say, you know, these men, they were taking our gold for them to give us their quote unquote protection. They were forcing us to buy their foul tasting booze that their family makes, and they're part of this rough group that just rules and runs the town, that do just these horrible things to people that they don't, that don't do what they say. They're awful, deadly, diabolical bullies. And,
I'm gonna go over to Big Ned and check. Does he have a Shiner's tattoo?
Yes, he does.
They're part of the Shiners.
I'll start gathering up the bodies.
I want to.
They're part of the Shiners.
He continues saying that says just before you came in, I saw Warston over there handing a bag of something to their little brat cousin who ran up the road, likely to their horrid pig farm in the hills.
Looks like our evening is not done yet, gentlemen.
I'll be taking Big Ned's head with us.
Well, just as he says this, you hear a commotion from outside, and immediately thereafter, because you were kind of paying attention to what he was saying and what was going on, and gathering up Big Ned's head. So Theros, just as you walk over and pick up Big Ned's head by the long, scrappy hair, in bursts, and the door's already open, but just thundering into the common room, Constable Rolf and flanked by 4 of his guards, and you feel like you hear a noise outside, and there's likely more guards outside.
Immediately, my hands go up and nowhere near any weapons.
Make sure I'm in the right spot here. Go. No. Constable Rolf enters with a number of his guards in tow, and then immediately level their halberds at your group. And Rolf draws his longsword, and he says, Shazats, there had better be a damn good explanation for these bodies, or so help me, you'll be in chains the rest of your days, and I guarantee they'll be miserable and few in number.
I will step not directly to him, but in front of the rest of the guys, and I will say there is a good reason for this. They have attacked our caravan. They stole from Mother Savenza's tent. They set a fire to one of the gambling tents, and then we chased and pursued them here. They were about to kill these fine people. I point to the innkeeper and his wife, and we rescued them.
Looking around at the gore in the room, and his men start to spread out around the room. Why am I not grabbing things? No.
Are you in the GM? Or are you talking? Yep.
There we go.
Been there.
Know better. Yeah. Yeah, they start to kind of spread out around the room. And he's taking in the gore of the scene and listening to what you're saying as you're saying it, as they see everything, and the men kind of move, and they got their weapons brandished, and he's huffing and puffing, and obviously there's a anger and concern in his eyes. But with what you say, he then looks over at Barded and Fern, and he sees them huddling on the ground, and he looks back at you and he says, "Have you accosted these people? Tell me truthfully, or I swear it'll be your last thing you say."
We have
And
not.
but as you say that, Bard, actually Fern speaks up for the first time, and she says, "No, Rolf, listen to me. These heroes, I don't even know if hero is even the right term to describe what had happened. Angels. I would call them angels. She appeared at my side. I believed I was dead. And then the man, that Worston, his hand was miraculously removed. And I was saved. She looks around, she begins to cry, and she's sobbing, and she says, "They saved us. Saved us." She begins to sob again. And Constable nods his head in understanding. And he looks at Kenna. Says,
Yes.
You proved yourselves worthy of respect yesterday. And you again have shown that maybe I have misunderstood many things in my life. I am shocked. I will be honest. I will not lie. But between what happened yesterday and what my sister Fern here has said today, I want to thank you. Men, stow your weapons. Men at ease. And they thump their weapons down to the ground and pull them to their sides.
I will bow to Constable Rolf and say, we are not as different from your people as you think, and yet more different than many of them.
I'm beginning to recognize that things are different than I have once believed. And
Yeah.
I am somewhat not surprised to find these men come to an end like this. I've not had the opportunity to nail them for things that I've suspected that they've done. They've been able to cover their tracks quite well. But to see and to hear the things that have happened here and what you have done, I think that something greater is afoot, and I must tell you what I believe might be going on, and maybe, just maybe, I have a task for you, and we might be able to assist one another. Sorry, I cut you off. What were you going to say?
We do need to make some haste. Worston apparently gave the stolen objects from our camp to his cousin. I look at Brandon. And he ran off to their pig farm. So we need to pursue them to get our items back from Mother Svensta.
Yes. Well, I agree with you, and let me tell you a little bit about these men and these people in this pig farm. A few days ago, I sent 4 of my men up to the butcher place the name of the farm. They're called the Butchers. I sent them up to the butcher place to check on some, well, we'll just call it bad hooch that was being sold in the town and making people sick. I will say that those men didn't return. And I was getting ready to head there myself with some men later on today. But we had actually had to go off to the west and take care of a situation in an outlying farm, which I suspect at this point may have been a bit of a diversion for what has transpired this day. So I tell you, I have some things that I need to attend to, and obviously Fern and Boarded here need some assistance in getting things taken care of and cleaned up, and you need to make haste. And I have a proposal. How about we help each other out? Why don't you go after your items and also go on up to the butcher farm and see if you can find out what may have happened to my men and report back to me. And if so, I have a lot in it for you. And he pulls a bulging pouch off of his belt, and he hands it out to you. And as you reach out to take the pouch, so he says, "I want you to deal with any problems at this butcher place as you see fit." And
I think I understand what you mean by that.
And you might keep that as yearly rolled. And half is in there now, and I will give half when you return and report what you have found.
Well, my brothers, shall we go see a man about a pig?
If they have harmed your men, Constable, the butcher is one that's going to get butchered. Oh, and here, I'll pick up the one guy that's unconscious, set him down in a chair. A present for you.
That one's not quite dead yet.
Oh, well, we will make sure that he is held quite responsible for what has happened in this place. Don't you worry about that. As those who know, we are men of justice. See here.
Torag, the crumpled map, can you show it to the constable? That may give us an idea of where we're going for the pig farm. If it is the one we need.
Okay. Pull that up so I can look at it here real quick. So you show him the crumpled map, and says, "Oh, yes, I will talk with you about this, but this is perfect. I do not have to explain, as time is of the essence. But just up the road, a ways along the King's Road, you will find a great oak, a great gnarled oak. And at that point, there will be a trail that heads on up to the farm. And as you see upon the map there, you see a tree along the road as it intersects with the trail. And the trail heads on up towards Pig Rock. And then from Pig Rock, you go over a bridge on up to the farm itself in the distance. And that's exactly where you need to be going. So the map will help you find your way. Just head up on the road.
Wonderful.
Let's go.
I will turn to Fern and Barded?
Yes.
And do take care of yourselves. If we get an opportunity to, I would like to come and have a drink with you once everything calms down. I bow to them and then gather the boys, and we're going to head out.
If I haven't had a chance to mint her clothing, I'll do that before leaving.
Mend.
Okay. Barden acknowledges you with just kind of a nod of his head, and so I thank you. And if anything that I can do to help, I have one thing that may be useful along the way. And he hands you a healing potion.
Yes.
Good.
And
He reaches over a little secret niche in the hearth there and pulls out that bottle and hands it to you. There you go. All right, so you guys gather your wits about you. Anything else you do before you head on out of the?
Yeah, absolutely, positively, yes.
Okay.
Fleegan has no armor. I noticed these guys do. Any fits?
Yes, actually, one of them was a little bit smaller of stature, although he was quite muscular. And yes, one of the thug's armor does happen to fit you, and so
leather armor.
leather armor. There you go.
All right. Yay, AC goes up by 1.
Yay.
Good
We're all,
deal.
we're all probably parched also. We probably should have a drink of some water and stuff and refill our skins and if we need to before we head out.
Yeah, if they have like a well or a cistern that we can do.
Yeah,
that from.
actually, in the notes there, they would have offered you some food and drink. It sounded like you were wanting to beat feet out of there, but if you wanted to take a second to get yourself something to drink and all, they do offer that to you, and so you're able to get some clear water from them out of the kitchen.
Oh, and to wash off a little bit. I cannot stand to be this bloody.
Okay. All right. Yeah, you guys have the moment to do it. I won't give you the opportunity for a short rest, but you have the opportunity to get a drink and wash up a little bit before you have to head on your way.
I'm only covered in Kenna's blood, so I'll go ahead and wear that with shame.
You guys crack me up. All right. Am I looking here?
Oh, also, I'd like to collect all their daggers as well. So I apparently can have an endless supply of throwing daggers.
Pretty much.
Yeah, I copied everything that he posted in there and pasted it into my loot list. So,
Okay.
yeah, anything that you guys want from these, there's all kinds of stuff in here. I don't want any of the flasks of moonshine, but if any of you do, sure.
All right. So.
Oh God, they each had 3 daggers, dude. You got a ton of daggers.
And then there's somebody in here had 6 daggers.
Yeah, you're bristling.
You're
want to
porcupine.
be careful how much you carry because you don't want to over encumbrance yourself. I usually don't get too uptight about encumbrance, but I would say be somewhat cognizant of don't go too overboard.
Be prudent. Be prudent.
Yeah, I don't know if you can wear studded leather, but one of them had studded leather. If that's possibly the one that was small enough. No, that was actually that was Big
That was one of
Ned.
the
Never
brothers.
mind. Yep, that was Big Ned. Never mind.
Yeah, that was Big Ned.
That might fit
Theros can wear it.
Theros, but yeah.
And you guys can look at it in the meantime, and if you feel like between now and the next session there's something that can be useful to you, you're welcome to go ahead and loot that and keep that.
I suggest we leave the coins for the barkeep and his wife.
Yeah, I say we leave all of the coins. They've stolen enough from them for them to deserve it. In fact, to be honest with you, like the silver chain necklace and the bronze armband and the brass rings, they can have all of that. Does anyone need a lockpick set?
I want to make sure none of it's magical.
Maybe.
I'll casually slip that to you.
Make sure none of it's magical first, and then I don't have a problem with it.
You guys ready to move on?
Yep, ready to go.
Please.
All right. Well, you guys slip out of the inn, giving Rolf a nod. He actually pats Theros on the shoulder as you walk out, and says, "Good luck to you, and hope to see you again here shortly with some news from me. We will take care of this." And so you guys head on out, and you head back to the road, and you start heading the direction towards the oak.
Yep.
And the King's Highway is an old stone-paved road that runs from the southwestern coast of Zyranthia to the heartland of the Republic. The road begins at the town of Totenshire, which sits at the western edge of the Torrid Sound, about 100 miles or so south of the great city of Darkenhaven. It is about 65 miles from Totenshire to Nevermore, a journey that typically takes between 4 and 6 days by wagon, depending on the weather and the pace of the horses. And some 70 or so miles east of Nevermore, the highway runs up against the Blackrod Bog, where the King's Crossing provides egress across the stinking marshlands. Some 50 or so miles from the other side of the bog, the King's Highway connects with the far road at the Wordwater River, where the town of Prondadal is situated, which is where you guys knew you were probably heading next. You have ridden this long stone-paved route for season after season, and known it well. It is the Hanataz's lot to travel these roads, and though you are never welcome in the towns and villages that lie along it. Unfound hate is a strange thing, you think to yourself. And I apologize, I probably should have shown you a map while I was talking about that. If you take the opportunity to look at the regional map, which is going to be right here, go ahead and show it to you. Did it pop up on your screen there?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes.
Yep.
So look south of Darkenhaven, you see a peninsula there, and you see Totenshire there near the Sound. And then towards the east, you see Nevermore, and then you see the Blackrod Bog, and then the bridge over the Weirdwater River, and then it heads on up into Prondadal. Okay. So
we're currently near Nevermore.
You're currently near
Nevermore.
Yeah.
And we're going to be heading towards Prondadal.
Yeah, you're going to be heading towards Prondadal, but you're actually heading the opposite direction right now towards an old, ancient oak to go to the barn. So that gives you more of an idea of the scope of the size of the region that you're in. Just kind of explaining that. And so as you head down the road, the night sky continues to come alive with flickering points of light as the sol is nearly set in the west. And above your heads, Uneos, Vixen, and that malevolent red star compete for your attention, while the hoots of owls and the caws of nightbirds echo amongst the trees. And then after traveling about a half-mile east of the Mangy Hound, you come upon the huge ancient oak tree that Constable Rolfe told you of. The gash in its trunk looks much like the maw of some terrible monster, and at its gnarled base you see that a track runs into the woods to the northwest, and up a gentle incline, and it's getting late. You've been gone from the camp from some time now, and you wonder how the troop is handling the fire, and a sinking feeling in your gut grows as you turn back, and you see smoke continues to rise above the canopy of the tree. And you realize that you may be on your own for quite some time. And I will show you, I should have shown this earlier. Here is a picture of the gnarled oak. And you see it off into the sky, the red star looming, and you see a red, sickly, ominous red tinge lighting up everything as the sun is behind the mountain there to the. And that, my friends, is where we will end tonight.
Woohoo! Yay!
So,
except that we're ending. Yay! It was great.
Yeah.
I made it back for that part at least.
Yes.
Where was the rest of the troop though?
The rest of the
They're
troop
still
behind,
fighting the fire.
fighting the fire at the carnival, and you guys are about probably 3/4 of a mile down the road.
The same gambling tent, or do we have any idea about that at all?
What do you mean?
is the fire bigger? Like, does it look like it's
Can't tell.
larger?
At this point, you can't tell. You're too far away. You just see the smoke coming up over the trees. So you've been gone for quite some time, and the fact that the smoke's still coming up over the trees really is quite disconcerting. You would have think that they would put the fire out by now.
Right.
So yeah, that's why it says it's a bit disconcerting, and you feel like you might be there for quite some time because somebody's probably not coming after you because they're trying to put out the fire.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, my friend, that was interesting, and hopefully, was it fun? Did you tell me you had fun tonight?
Absolutely.
Oh yes.
That was great.
Another great session.
Well, I sure enjoyed it, and I definitely needed that. And I hope that those who take the time to watch and listen to this enjoy it as well.
Absolutely.
And for those who are watching and listening, we will bid you adieu for the evening and see you next time. And we ask you that, and we encourage that all your adventures be sticky.
Yes. Woohoo.
Thank you, and good night.
Night.